Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Annual Quill Awards. Please welcome Mindy Raff, author of The Symptoms of My Insanity.
All right, let's do this. He gave her his Walkman, they are more than good friends. Love has begun. And in the shadow there are ghost men, sweethearts coming back from war. Number one. And I'm emailing with Larkin, comma Graham. I've had so much tequila, I don't know who I am. Oh, it's 1:15. Please leave me alone, 'cause I'm reading now. Don't text or call, in fact, don't talk to me at all, 'cause I'm reading now. And if I can't finish this last chapter, I will kill you now. So Cinder's out of prison and dead souls have arisen. Oh, the histories. And then there's Adelice's spinster and Echo's keeping secrets, mysteries. And will Mallory remember if she's killed or not? Let's just go back to New Orleans in the 50s where things are deadly and hot. Oh, it's 1:15. Please leave me alone, 'cause I'm reading now. Yeah, don't text or call and don't talk to me at all, 'cause I'm reading now. And if I can't finish this last chapter and it's your fault, just stop talking to me. Please leave me alone. I need my space. Seriously, please don't bother me when I'm reading, okay? 'Cause I am reading now. Please don't bother me when I'm reading.
Presenting the Freshman Award is Katie Seiss, author of The Boyfriend App.
We all know it's hard to break into the industry. Writing a novel takes guts, beastly determination, and a story that won't be silenced. These debut authors have braved the raging seas of endless queries, agents, and editors to share their stories with the world. For their perseverance, they were rewarded with first novels that shine brighter than the rest. From contemporary tales of love and heartbreak to kick-ass narrators with fantastical talents, these breakout authors have gotten people talking and laughing and crying. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the freshman class of 2013. The nominees are
Cruel by Jennifer Albin. Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. Send Me a Sign by Tiffany Schmidt. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo.
The winner is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo.
Presenting the Everyday Wonder Award is Alicia Whitaker, author of The Queen of Kentucky.
Readers are often blown away by magical and ferocious new lands, or dystopian reimaginings, because the images the authors present are so incredibly transportive. However, we must all remember to consider those authors who do something arguably more difficult. Those who weave funny, heart-wrenching, and serendipitous tales within the constraints of our own reality. This year's Everyday Wonder nominees assaulted our senses with new visions of the world we thought we knew. From a Mexican hangover we swear we actually felt, to an unconventional love story, Europe and back, These titles were meant to be appreciated.
From What I Remember by Stacy Kramer and Valerie Thomas. Just One Day by Gail Foreman. Meant to Be by Lauren Morrow. Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry.
And the Quill Award goes to Just One Day by Gail Foreman.
Presenting the Yesteryear Award is Britta Gigliotti, blogger at I Like These Books.
There's something inherently fascinating about history. Knowing that the world we live in now is not always how it has been or how it will be is very humbling, and also just a little bit scary. Historical fiction not only lets us spend time and experience life in places long gone, but it also gives us hope that the life we live now will not simply be forgotten. This year's nominees let us experience everything from a time riddled with war and disease that many try to forget, to the story of a prostitute's young daughter that many have ignored. This year's nominees are
Cinders and Sapphires by Leila Rashid. Dark Triumph by R.L. LaFeVERS. Out of the Easy by Ruta Sapetes. In the Shadow of Blackbirds by Kat Winters.
And the Quill Award goes to Out of the Easy by Ruta Sapetes.
Presenting the Reimagined Reality Award is Lauren Michael, vlogger at Ren Kelly M.
What if? What if is a writer's favorite question. It's the gateway to fully developed worlds and people and places that exist solely because they could be imagined. What if is a fantasy writer's playground. Whether it's a library that shelves the dead, a new twist on an old fairy tale, a mystery in a time period that never was, or a standoff between light and dark, the authors of the Reimagined Reality category have given us a tiny window into their imaginations. They've taken us to worlds we won't soon forget, all because they dared to ask, what if? Here are the nominees.
Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. The Archived by Victoria Schwab. The Friday Society by Adrienne Kress.
And the Quill Award goes to The Archived by Victoria Schwab.
Presenting the New World Award is Brianna Kelly, vlogger at Brianna Scribbles.
We all wonder about the future. How will we advance? What will we discover? What will become of our world? Science fiction is an exploration of all the possibilities and pathways the future could take, whether that future is bright or grim or somewhere in between. The novels up for the New World Award have taken our breath away with their depictions of the world as it could be, and we've enjoyed every second of the ride. Here are the nominees.
Cruel by Jennifer Albin. For Darkness Shows the Stars by Diana Peterfreund. Insurgent by Veronica Roth. This Is Not a Test by Courtney Summers.
And the Quill Award goes to For Darkness Shows the Stars by Diana Peterfreund.
Presenting the Phantoms and Folklore Award is Mitali Dave, blogger from Alley of Books.
Humanity has always been fascinated by the unexplainable, the things that go bump in the night. The myths and lore of creatures and characters made almost real by constant retelling of stories. From ghosts to mermaids, the nominees of the Phantoms and Folklore category are the stuff of legends, literally. And the nominees are
Of Poseidon by Anna Banks. Pivot Point by Casey West. Shine by Jerry Smith Reddy. The Raven Boys by Maggie Steve Otter.
And the Quill Award goes to The Raven Boys by Maggie Steve Otter.
Presenting the Magic and Mechanics Award is Michael Northrup, author of Rotten.
One of the most amazing aspects of YA fiction is that it breaks all genre barriers. It's not bound by the time-honored convention of romance or horror or fantasy. You want to read a historical mystery with a touch of magic? Great, it's a book for you. You're more interested in something contemporary with a dash of sci-fi and historical? Awesome, it's a book for you too. These are the mutts of YA literature, and everyone loves a mutt. The nominees for this year's Magic and Mechanics Award have moved effortlessly between genres, crossing and crisscrossing traditional borders like it's an Olympic sport. Or, I suppose, drug smuggling. And the nominees are
Rift by Andrea Kramer. The Diviners by Libba Bray. The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepherd. Time Between Us by Tamra Ireland Stone.
And the Quill Award goes to The Diviners by the inimitable Libba Bray. Congratulations, Libba.
Presenting the Lone Wolf Award is Melissa Walker, author of Unbreak My Heart.
It seems like every book being published lately is part of some trilogy or duo or spin-off series. Whatever happened to the good old days where you could sit down, completely lose yourself in an amazing world full of dynamic characters, experience their trials and tribulations, and receive closure all in one little nice package? Standalones are the brave ones, the oddities, the one-man wolf packs. This year's nominees bring us to Mexico, show us a couple not-so-normal relationships, and convince us to join the circus. But in 400 pages or so, we're right back at home. The nominees are
From What I Remember by Stacy Kramer and Valerie Thomas. Something Like Normal by Trish Dollar. That Time I Joined the Circus by J.J. Howard. This Is What Happy Looks Like by Jennifer E. Smith.
And the winner is Something Like Normal by Trish Dollar.
Presenting the Lafine Award is Rachel Kinnard, blogger from Rachel Reads.
We follow the characters through many months, many pages, and many adventures. Now it's time to say goodbye, and we can't help but reflect on how bittersweet that tastes. On one hand, we're ready to say goodbye, to let ourselves and our beloved characters move on to better things. But on the flip side, we're both selfish and obsessed, and we want to hang on forever. Altogether, this year's nominees have had us hanging on every word of 17 installments. The nominees are
Across the Universe Trilogy by Beth Revis. Castor Chronicles by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. Delirium Trilogy by Lauren Oliver. Shade Trilogy by Jerry Smith Reddy. Unearthly Trilogy by Cynthia Hand.
And the winner is the Across the Universe Trilogy by Beth Revis.
Presenting the Frankenstein Award are Betty and Mr. Betty from Book Rock Betty.
The saying goes that there's more than one way to skin a cat. If we were to take that saying and apply it to fiction, we could say there's no wrong way to tell a story. At the end of the day, a story is an idea, and an idea can be expressed in many different ways. The novels in the Frankenstein category were originally brought to life on the page, but now they're ready to be resurrected in various different mediums. Translation is a delicate science. Heck, it can be really freaking scary. But regardless, we're excited to see what monsters will rise from between the covers of our favorite stories. Here are the nominees.
Delirium by Lauren Oliver. Divergent by Veronica Roth. The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. The Selection by KIERA Cass.
Mr. Betty, the envelope, please. And the Quill Award goes to Divergent by Veronica Roth.
Presenting the Countdown Award is Lindsay Rebar, author of The Art of Wishing.
If waiting were an Olympic sport, readers would take the gold every time. We'll read some awesome book in just a couple days or just a couple hours, and then we have to wait for a year or maybe more to find out what happens next. That's a whole year of our friends making fun of us just because we can't, stop obsessing over how our favorite authors or our favorite characters just ripped out our guts and stomped on our hearts and left us hanging. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, think back a couple years. Remember waiting for that last Hunger Games book to come out? How about the last Harry Potter book? But that was then, and this is now, and here are some of the books that we're excited about this year. Here are the nominees.
Allegiant by Veronica Roth. Cress by Marissa Meyer. Dare You To by Katie McGarry. Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. The Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead. The Retribution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hudkin.
And the winner of the Quill Award is Cress by Marissa Meyer.
Presenting the Gasp Award is Jamie Bennett, blogger at Broke and Bookish, and the Perpetual Page Turner.
It happens to everyone. There you are, calmly reading a book, when suddenly, something crazy just went down, something you didn't expect at all, and there you are left to try and process the sudden burst of emotion. This year's nominees all made us do a double take because, honestly, did that really just happen? And the nominees are
Hysteria by Megan Miranda. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. Shadowlands by Kate Bryan. The Madness Underneath by Maureen Johnson.
And the quill goes to Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo.
Presenting the Overlord Award is Alexa Yupanko, blogger at Alexa Loves Books.
As you all know, there's just something completely irresistible about a bad boy. Whether we love to hate him or hate to love him, the villain certainly adds character to a book. While heroes often tend to be in the black and white, overlords live in the gray area in between. Whether they're tall, dark, and handsome, or completely terrifying, villains tend to make our knees go weak, and that's totally fine with all of us, I'm sure. This year, only one of them will win the crown, and the nominees are
Anderson from Unravel Me by Tahara Mafi. Dr. Moreau from The Madman's Daughter by Megan Shepard. The Darkling from Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. Warner from Unravel Me by Tahira Mafi.
And the Quill Award goes to The Darkling from Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo.
Presenting the Vixen Award is Kate Treadway, blogger at Verb Vixen.
Nobody likes a good girl. Okay, that's not fair. But everything is more exciting with questionable morals. When a vixen walks into a scene, you know something is about to go down. Nothing is ever predictable with a bad girl. Whether a queen or a foster kid, these ladies know how to shake things up. The vixens nominated this year are not always the easiest to get along with, and sometimes they really deserve a good slap, but we wouldn't have them any other way. This year's vixen nominees are
Beth from Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. Daphne from Dreamless by Josephine Angelini. Juliet from When You Were Mine by Rebecca Searle. Levana from Scarlet by Marissa Meyer.
And the Quill Award goes to Queen Levana from Scarlet by Marissa Meyer.
Presenting the Blokes and Gents Award are Margot and Aubrey from Epic Reads.
There's a lot of things we like to share at Epic Reads.
Snarkles, snacks, book shimmies.
But there's one thing that we never share, and that's our book boyfriends. And these boys in the Blokes and Gents category never fail to make us swoon, and we're not giving them up anytime soon. And the nominees are
Guyver from Send Me a Sign by Tiffany Schmidt. Kenji from Unravel Me by Tahira Mafi. Mao from Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. Wolf from Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. W. Hale V from Perfect Scoundrels by Ali Carter.
Are you ready for the winner? Yes. And the winner is Kenji from Unravel Me!
Presenting the Dames and Damsels Award is Jessica Spotswood, author of the Cahill Witch Chronicles.
What do an art thief, a history keeper, a girl with a great personality, and a French fairy tale in a red hoodie have in common? Easy. They're the fantastic heroines nominated for the Dames and Damsels Award. As you can probably tell, heroines come in all sorts of packages, and we admire them for their quick wit, bravery, and smarts. Whatever their strengths, these girls caught our attention as soon as they graced the page and haven't let go since. These leading ladies are a cut above the rest. So, here are the nominees.
Kat Bishop from Perfect Scoundrels by Ali Carter. Lexi from Revenge of the Girl with the Great Personality by Elizabeth Yulberg. Mac from The Archived by Victoria Schwab. Scarlet from Scarlet by Marissa Meyer.
And the Quill Award goes to Scarlet from Scarlet by Marissa Meyer.
Presenting the Golden Quill are Jeffrey and Jeremy West, bloggers at Novel Thoughts and the creators of This Week in YA.
What is it that makes a great story? We've celebrated so many amazing books this evening that the answer should be obvious. But is it really? Is it snappy dialogue, good pacing, memorable characters, a plot that keeps you reading late into the night? The answer? All of it. Our final award of the evening is the Golden Quill. It's our best picture, our album of the year, our highest honor. The novels up for this year's Golden Quill have all the ingredients necessary for a great story. They're the complete package, and we all felt honored to read them. And the nominees are...
Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. For Darkness Shows the Stars by Diana Peterfreund. Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. The Archived by Victoria Schwab.
And the Golden Quill Award goes to Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell.
And now, as we end our show, we have a special word from our founders.
So that's it. We've reached the end of our show tonight, and we've wrapped up a pretty spectacular year in YA fiction.
This show was a labor of love for Britta and I. What started out as a game of sorts on Twitter morphed into this amazing collaborative experience for the YA community, and we're so grateful for everyone who's joined us on our adventure.
We'd like to thank the coterie, who took the time to help us narrow down a list of nominees with their enthusiasm for this past year's releases. We really couldn't have done it without you guys.
We'd also like to thank our presenters and performers who took a little bit of time out of their lives to record something for us.
And we'd like to tip our hat to the fantastic Dennis, who responded so quickly to our tweet in the dark looking for an announcer.
To Hafsa, who created our website and graphics, it is only thanks to you that we look anywhere near legitimate.
And of course, we'd like to thank the authors. Thank you for telling us your stories and letting us live in your imagination, if only for a couple of hours.
You've made us laugh, you've made us cry, you've made us throw things across the room. But most importantly, you've made us care. We are so beyond grateful to be able to interact with the worlds that you've created.
And special thanks go out to those authors who stuck themselves in front of a camera to answer our questions for the sake of the show. We know it wasn't the easiest thing to do, but you really helped us create something special.
This was our first year putting on the Quill Awards. We had no idea if things would turn out right.
We had the enthusiasm, but we are definitely lacking in some of the skill. Would we be able to put together a group of individuals in the YA community to help narrow down a list of well-rounded nominees?
Would any authors respond if we sent out emails?
What would the awards look like? Would everything just look so terribly amateurish?
The amount of responses and support we received was overwhelming. Well above anything that we could have asked for something that basically chalked up to an experiment. And, should the show go over well, we'd kinda like to do it again.
If you're interested in helping out in some way, or have suggestions on how you think the show should run, please drop us a line on our website. This show isn't about us, it's about the community, and we'd love to get as many people involved as possible.
So again, thank you. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for helping us put on a show to celebrate books. We'll see you again next year. Bye.